This time on No Not the Mind Probe, episode number 103. Let Zygons be Zygons.
Welcome to No Not the Mind Probe. That's my Zygon. I think it's a pretty good Zygon voice. I think
That's good.
I could.
It's hard to do an impression of a Zygon. Zygon's the ultimate impressionut.
It's true,
and,
right? Yeah, and you just disappear into this sort of recursive metaphor, I guess. I don't know. But we don't do that here on this podcast, which is one where we watch and rank the first 300 Doctor Who stories. My name is John Grant, and I'm a lifelong Doctor Who fan. I've been watching it for 40 years. And welcome back, Porter. Well, Happy New Year, happy whatever to everyone.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy Boxing Day, whatever we missed in there. Happy Holy. I'm not sure where we.
Congrats to President Trump, to all the MAGA people. Welcome MAGA fans to this podcast.
MAGA fans.
This is your way to dip in, Mike.
Yeah, like when Democrats were in control, we barred MAGA people from listening to the podcast. But yeah, we can't now, so that's okay. Like
they can open it up.
Please listen. My name is Porter Mason. John has been asking me to watch Doctor Who for 28 years. A few years ago, I finally said yes. In the depths of despair during the pandemic, he broke
during the
me.
Last Trump administration, during the world-ending last Trump administration.
That's right.
It drove us to a podcast, and here we are again, still doing it.
And each episode of this podcast, we look at two Doctor Who stories. We're going through the modern Who in order. And then John acts as a Doctor Who sommelier and pairs that with a classic story. John, what do we have in store for this episode?
Well, we're carrying on with Peter Capaldi as the 12th Doctor Who, and Clara still there. She is toughing it out, and we get back to Earth and we get to Unit. There's good old Kate and Osgood coming in at you hot. In the two-parter, like most of the ones that have been this season, the Zygon Invasion, and then the Zygon Inversion. So I can't tell if there was just a typo situation and they just were like, oh boy, all right, yeah, these two work, or if that is the actual, it was intended to be that way. But Invasion, Inversion, and then carrying on with the doppelganger theme and invasion theme, really, we have, I guess it's a common theme amongst all Doctor Who's. I should have just, every episode, I should have been, the link is invasion, something is invading something else. There you go. We have a fourth Doctor, Sarah Jane, sort of Harry. He pops up. A classic story, The Android Invasion.
All right, so for our modern episode, we're going to watch the Zygon Invasion Inversion. As you mentioned, the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi, Clara, checking in, and some Unit folks.
Although, actually, if we're being fair, not much Clara, because she's kind of off. She's there, but she's not there.
Bonnie is actually
Bonnie.
The big
which
part
is a
here.
Great alien name, just like Bonnie. Be like
Bonnie,
Melvin.
Fred.
Like an icewear named Melvin. Like.
This is Doctor Who television story number 258.
Wow.
It's the 7th story of season 9 in the modern Who universe. Two-parter aired October 31st, Halloween, and November 7th, 2015. And John has prepared a clip.
There's obviously only one clip we can really go with.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah.
I will not change my mind.
Then you will die stupid. Alternatively, you could step away from that box. You could walk right out of that door and you could stand your revolution down.
No. I'm not stopping this, Doctor. I started it. I will not stop it. You think they'll let me go after what I've done?
You're all the same, you screaming kids. You know that? Look at me. I'm unforgivable. Well, here's the unforeseeable. I forgive you. After all you've done. I forgive you.
You don't understand. You will never understand.
I don't understand. Are you kidding me? Of course I understand. I mean, do you call this a war, this funny little thing? This is not a war. I fought in a bigger war than you will ever know. I did worse things than you could ever imagine. And when I close my eyes, I hear more screams than anyone could ever be able to count. And you know what you do with all that pain? Shall I tell you where you put it? You hold it tight till it burns your hand. And you say this: no one else will ever have to live like this. No one else will ever have to feel this pain. Not on my watch.
There you go.
Fun fact.
I'm smiling the whole time because it's a great speech, great performance, but it's almost like he's so good at delivering them, that I feel like it becomes commonplace with the 12th Doctor of like, let's dial up another big speech here at the end.
In fact, actually, this one was ad-libbed. They were just running short, and so they were just like, and the director's just off screen, just going,
come on, just
a little bit more, tell me more. I don't know, just riff.
So, where are we? Well, if you remember back, Day of the Doctor, we all agreed, we all got together and agreed that it would be okay if all the 20 million Zygons, which look, how many is, that's not that many.
Yeah.
20 million Zygons are going to live on Earth.
And I mean, if recent events have proven anything, it's that we're very open to migrants on the planet.
Yeah. So they've all been living in secret since then, which I guess at this point was, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, something like that.
I mean, Kate's still in charge and doesn't appear to be too much older. So yeah, a few years ago.
So, but there's a few Zygons that are frustrated. They've started a violent uprising, and so UNIT is calling in the Doctor, because most importantly, one of the Osgoods has been taken.
Right,
and we never actually know which one it is, but she's been kidnapped. So Kate's investigating, and she finds that the Zygons have begun replacing humans with duplicates. So I was wondering with this because it happens so frequently with like Autons and Zygons and other. It's like if there'd be a good Doctor Who moment of like a duplicate revealing himself, like, I'm not a human, I'm actually a Zygon. I was like, I'm actually an Auton. Like,
wait, is anybody here? Oh boy, don't tell anyone about this.
So what happens? Clara and one of the UNIT operatives go to a hideout in London, and then Clara's captured and replaced with, as we mentioned, Bonnie. So this is very similar to what we're going to see in the Android Invasion. But so Bonnie is now Clara, and she's moving forward the Zygon plan. And one of the things she does is she launches a missile at the Doctor's plane, and that's where we end, right? That's where we end the
cliffhanger. Yeah. Because the Doctor's on the plane because he's the president of Earth. Because they're just like, oh yeah, well, things are in trouble. We just made you president.
Right.
Like, yeah, the world all just got together and agreed on that. Sure. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. First of all, surprised to learn that the position exists. The UN was surprised as well. Everyone was surprised. But
and that the British are the ones who are sort of, we got it. We'll keep the plane. He hangs out here a lot. It reminds me of I think we talked about in the episode of Robot, the great line where, if you remember, that was the Fourth Doctor premiere episode.
Yeah. His lot,
and one of the plots is that for some reason the British they decided to prevent World War III. They would take all the nuclear codes and keep them in one place, so that if anybody started, they could publish the codes or whatever. For some reason, that would work. And the Brigadier says, naturally, the only place that could be entrusted was Great Britain. And the Doctor says, of course, the rest were all foreigners.
Well, speaking of which, so when after the start of the second episode, the Doctor and I guess Osgood, they parachute in with the Union Jack.
Very James Bond.
Very James Bond. And Clara, I guess she's able to kind of interact with Bonnie, even though she's still trapped.
Yeah, she's able to. She figures out she's. Well, it's a very classic Stephen Moffat thing, right? You wake up in a dream world, you're in some fake world, and she figures it out, and then she's able to somehow make Bonnie miss. Bonnie's going to shoot the doctor in the parachute, but she nudges her to the side and misses or something.
Yeah, right. The doctor finds Kate. So Kate has survived. It wasn't looking good for Kate, but she makes it out. And then we have a standoff where Bonnie wants the Osgood box. And then we find that not only there isn't an Osgood box, there's two identical boxes. So this is a bit of a logical dilemma here, right?
Yeah.
Or not a dilemma, but well, it is a dilemma for Bonnie, but it's set up to force you into making the correct choice. And I think Bonnie's thinking of it as like this puzzle to solve, but it's not that really. It's just sort of forcing you into making the choice that you have to make, which is basically destroy everything, including you and all, like everybody, or do the right thing.
I think it was reveal all the Zygons or kill everybody with some. I forget exactly and Kate had the buttons that would do something too, but they were labeled truth or consequences because Stephen Moffat clearly read an article about the town that they named Truth or Consequences, and he was like,
New Mexico,
I'm putting that in.
Yeah. It's a great town. So Bonnie stands down. And it's just something everybody says because she realizes the futility of war. It's like, that just makes it sound so simple. Like, you know what?
Oh, God, boy, my face red. Yep.
So anyway,
the doctor gives that thing at the end where they're like, "Well, now we know, and this won't work the next time." He goes, "You said that the last 10 times," and then erases their memories.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we find. That's mainly what UNIT has been busy with the past century. It's just like erasing all right, everybody gets together. Like they're
back to one, everybody.
It's basically they're Men in Black, essentially. So we have a nice moment where the Osgoods are back together. They're adorable. The Osgood twins, who really should release an album. The Osgood twins. And we still don't know which is which. And so they're kind of back in this unsteady peace, hopefully more steady. But yeah, it's like there's so many alien species in an unsteady peace in secret on Earth. Like the Silurians are still kicking around. There's some Autons probably. The Cybermen are probably there. It's just Earth. What a mess. Ugh, Earth. Oy vey. What a mess.
It is funny because, like, of course, because you've seen up to Shooty, so you know, like, the ending of they split in half, and now the 14th Doctor is supposedly living quietly on Earth too, and of course, many fans complain about this. They're like, It's ridiculous. If something happened, why wouldn't he be involved? It's like, well, the third Doctor's been there forever. The fourth, like, they're all hanging out. Like, why don't we see any of them? They can travel in time. Like, anything can show up. But then he's like, also, the Earth is covered with other aliens, and nobody ever mentions that when, presumably have some pretty advanced technology themselves. But it's like, don't bother them. We'll don't bother the Zygons. We'll handle this in days.
Be fine.
I mean,
it'll be fine.
They've got a lot of.
But anyway, I mean, it was a fun double episode. In some ways, I appreciate it being a double episode because a lot was going on, but it also did feel like another one where it's like, maybe this could have been done in one. I don't know. It was I feel like it's almost when the fate of Earth itself might be destroyed. They're like, we should probably stretch this out to 2. Like, Earth's about to be destroyed. But yeah, I don't know.
It does. This feels like a mid-season finale, although I guess we're closer to the end of the season. There's only a few left, but you got the high stakes, the epic stakes. Clearly, big epic storyline. They're traveling around the world. I mean, they got her in the U.S. and he goes to somewhere in wherever to the town with the soldiers, and they've got the huge invasion, and they've got sort of this epic scale to it, which I do like this sort of budget-saving tactic of like, and now war is represented by 2 boxes. It's a model of war. It's really not necessary to do the other war thing, everybody. It's just these 2 boxes in this room. We're good.
I think we can all just close our eyes and see what this would be like. The other thing, maybe the 2-episode thing also brings to mind that it's UNIT. which I love Unit. And it's almost like now having Unit come in is like a big deal. So we need to make a 2-parter where it's like, I kind of wish Unit was just there a lot. And it was like, just another day for Unit, saving the world. So it like, I don't know. I'd almost rather have it just be one episode to make it feel more normal and run of the mill, even though it's such a huge, that they're doing such a big thing. But anyway.
Yeah, that's true. This is by Pete Harness, who I forget what else he wrote. He's done a bunch of stuff. He's written for Wallander and a few other things. I think obviously heavily influenced by Moffat. I mean, referencing stuff from the Day of the Doctor with the Zygon War and stuff like that.
Kill the Moon. He wrote Kill the Moon.
Yeah, that's right. The one with the somewhat controversial one. When the moon's an egg. So that's another thing. The moon's also an egg. We got Zygons everywhere. The moon's a giant egg. a lot of threads out there. Genical, I remember liking this one when I saw it, but not being particularly like, I gotta watch this again. Jenna Coleman is excellent in it. I think she does a very good job of playing Bonnie, that it's not her. It's not just Clara, right? I mean, she's playing it in a very different way, and it works. I think she does great. Osgood is bad. Everybody loves Osgood. She's sort of the favorite of all the fans, and she's very good. Nice to see Kate. I'll name drop that. Remember Kate's assistant, the scientist woman who gets killed in the second half. That's Jay Griffiths. I met her at the Doctor Who convention last year. We had wine at the little reception thing. She's very nice. She's now a companion in the 8th Doctor audios. Cliffhanger is very good. I think too. So, what was the date when this came out? You said it was
October 31st, 2015.
15, yeah. So, I mean, obviously, a lot of political metaphors going on here. A lot of language about sort of immigration and war on terror, and I think some reference. I think there's Israel Palestine. Clearly some parallels here. So definitely very political. And then to have, I think this is, yes, Peter Capaldi gives a lot of speeches, but this one is considered by most people to be the best. And certainly, I think after this went out, people were like, wow. I mean, and he does have it's got to be 4 pages of monologue that he's just, and I think I read somewhere he did it in one take, that what we're seeing is almost all the first take. He just nailed it. And I guess people in the room were like, oh, all right.
Just in case, he also did a take where he just said war, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Just a quick thing there.
Do a silly one. He's like, all right, I'm just silly. Yeah. Just we have some other options.
Why don't we move on to our classic episode? We've got Android Invasion. This is with the 4th Doctor, Mr. Tom Baker, Sir Tom Baker. Was he ever knighted? Was Sir Tom
In
Baker?
fact, this year, just last year, he just turned 91, I believe. Yes, he was in the end of year honors, so he's now Sir Tom Baker. Amusingly, apparently had some pictures of him, either getting in the knighthood or responding to it or whatever. And everyone's like, oh my God, he looks so old and thin. And it's like, he's 91. 91. What do you want?
That's funny.
Yeah. People.
Sarah Jane, also, this is sort of like the power, probably what? I mean, it's got to be top 5, probably top 1 or 2.
I mean, the most famous. Yeah,
definitely the most famous.
Yeah.
Television story number 83. This is the 4th story of season 13, a 4-parter. Originally aired from November 22nd to December 13th, 1975. And John has prepared a clip, which I will play for you now.
Classic cliffhanger.
This is the oak tree. This is where we landed.
Well, it's not here now.
It's not programmed to auto-operate. It's a fail-safe. Unless...
Unless what, Doctor?
Of course, I know. You still got a TARDIS key, haven't you?
I must have lost it.
I haven't lost it. You never had it. Sarah came here, turned the key in the lock and cancelled the pause control. The TARDIS continued on its set coordinates back to Earth.
I don't understand.
Yes, you do. This isn't Earth. This isn't real wood. It's some kind of artificial material like plastic. These are not real trees. And you're not the real Sarah.
Get back, Doctor.
I knew at once. You see, the real Sarah wasn't wearing a scarf. What have you done with Sarah? Where's the real Sarah?
Great ominous piano there. And
Yeah.
yes, great
And classic
cliffhanger.
cliffhanger. And I that's one I remember from being a kid because the mask, whenever the robot's their mask comes off, the face comes off, and then it's just the little eyes like in the robot face. It's very effective, actually. And so you get that little weird.
Yeah, so they do it several times with both the chest and the face, where basically they're revealing green screen, and then they,
Well, they do that in the next story we're gonna watch. Yeah.
Okay, so we start off. The Doctor and Sarah Jane are in a little English village, as they are wont to be, but everything just looks off. And then there's this scene where they're going into a pub, where it's like everything's set up, but it's completely empty. And then there's one unit soldier, Guy Crayford.
He's running the space station. Yeah. So he's associated with Unit.
Oh, okay. Well, right.
They see a soldier at the beginning go off the cliff. Remember, that's a different guy, but Crayford is
Okay. But anyway, in the pub, they see a bunch of villagers acting like
weird
automatons, like they look like a little Disney ride. And they also see this mysterious white pods, and then one opens and we see an exact duplicate of a human. So yeah, the entire village is this replica of a real location, but it's off.
It is a wonderful setup. The first episode is just them pretty much wandering around the village, and it is it's very written like, how are we going to solve the clues to this mystery? Like, what's good? Like, he talks about the change is all new, the calendar, whatever. And it's like, yeah, it's a great mystery. Probably shouldn't have given away the answer in the title. It's like, hey, maybe they're all androids. I don't know. I'm just working off the the title here, but
that's dramatic irony. The Doctor, of course, does not know the title of the episode, but yes, we know. So they're on an alien planet controlled by the Crawls. And they're using this village to train to get ready to invade Earth. They're trying to psych themselves up.
They're practicing,
Yeah,
it's like those. It's like I think the Americans and the Russians used to build the town, right?
That's right.
And train the spies, and they would all be like, "I like baseball. The Yankees are very good."
That's right. And so, part of their thing, part of their ultimate invasion is that they've already been sending androids to replace key figure people on Earth.
So they need to get out because their planet is radioactive, and they need to escape it. Yeah,
which is just. It's just too bad. That's tough. But, like you can't just take another planet. There's rules.
Well, it has been pointed out, there's like, if you could just build an entire fake English village, it feels like you can deal with this other problem. We'll
true.
Ignore that. Yeah.
They're right. Their efforts are misdirected. Like they have. It's like, look, we're really proud of you guys. You're doing good things, but we're focusing our attention the wrong way. So, Sarah Jane gets captured and rescued, or was she? So yeah, later she removes her face, and that's how you know. And that's the way to tell with people is look, if you're not sure, remove their face, and that really is how you tell.
We've all, I think most people now, I don't know what the kids do now, but I think our generation, it was by the third date you would attempt to remove the person's face, and if it stayed on, then it was like, oh, we're in it, we're in this.
And then later, we get a Doctor double too. Then we get more unit people who we're familiar with.
Benton and Harry.
And Harry. They're not in it that much, but they're in it some.
No, and sadly, this is both of their last official Doctor Who appearances. So
is it really?
It's kind of like a disappointing ending for them. Especially
but the Brigadier comes at least once after this, right?
Yeah, Brigadier we see again, but we don't see Harry and Benton. And in fact, I think some people said we don't actually. The last we see of them is like their bodies and like dumped in a closet by the androids who replaced them. It's some people are like, wait, are they dead? We're assuming they were knocked out. That they would have commented if they were just dead, but yeah.
So we there's a moment where then they're talking with Crayford. First of all, this is where they're Is this where they're getting into the rocket and go off there? Is that?
Yeah, so there's a so Crayford disappeared. Crayford was a human astronaut, and he went on a deep space mission. And then something happened. It turns out the Crawl sort of kidnapped his rocket or whatever, but he thought they rescued him. And part of the plan going back to Earth to get like Stigron there and others was he was going to suddenly come back, reappear in his rocket and land at Earth, and then Stigron was going to be in it with the virus. So that was the yes, Crayford was helping the Crawls, excuse me.
So ultimately, the Doctor like turns the androids back against the Crawls, and
kills Stigron.
I mean, I don't know. Do the Crawls ever come back?
Not in the audios, of course. Big Finish has brought them back, but not in the series. The moment that a lot of people. So this is written by Terry Nation, who created the Daleks and wrote a bunch of Dalek stories. This is one of the rare non-Dalek stories he wrote, and it does have a few holes in it. The favorite one is I remember Crayford has an eye patch. He says
takes it off.
He was torn apart. His body was torn apart in the space winds or whatever. I don't know. And the Crawls are brilliant because of the androids and all that. And so they rebuilt him. They were able to find all of him except his eye. Which then they're like, you sure? He just pulls up the patch and his eye is there, which is ridiculous. Like, you wouldn't know that your eye. At no point would you have checked, first of all, or just look to be like, I wonder what it looks like down there. But then also you might not have realized.
Yeah.
So that doesn't quite track. One of the weirder revelatory moments. It's like written as like a huge shock, and that's what breaks him. He's like, oh, they must have been lying to me this whole time. And I was like, yeah.
So he never looked in the mirror one time.
Just like, yeah, maybe it's just like really squeamish. She's like, I don't want to see the missing eye. They were like, it's really ugly, really terrible. And he's like, okay. They're like, don't look at that eye. Don't you look. And, okay.
It's just like that. It was like, they promised there was no killing. And it's like, they're like, right. Sorry. You said no killing.
This is Milton Johns plays him. He's actually very good. He's very good. He's in a number of Doctor Who stories. I think The Invasion of Time. We watched him and a few others, and he's very good at playing sort of this cringy, sort of toady, sort of fawning guy, which he does here kind of whiny.
So for Stigron, you mean?
Yeah. No. Plays Crayford, the guy with the eye patch guy.
Sorry.
He's very good. Yeah, the Stigron guy is very good, and Marshall Chidaki. I love the names Stigron and Chidaki, which are great.
And by the way, I was referencing the rocket because it was one cliffhanger where they're like, we got quickly crawl into these pods because the G-forces will destroy us.
Yeah.
And she doesn't quite and Sarah Jane doesn't quite make it into the pod. The Doctor doesn't at all. And it's sort of, that's the end of like, oh God. And you see her face kind of like smushing back. And, whatever, that's the cliffhanger. But it's never addressed that it's sort of like, yeah, it was fine. Don't worry about it. It's like, oh, all right.
They made it. They're okay. I mean,
right. I guess that's what I mean. It was just like, it wasn't a like, wow, here's how it ended up being okay in a clever way, which is like, no, there was never any danger, I guess. It was just funny. I think it was just a moment where like we need an episode break, and it's just going to be here. Yeah. So yeah, we'll pretend that we're very
You'll wonder what happened, but then you'll be like, come on, you all know they weren't going to die in episode 3 of this random at the beginning of the season. This is another one for me that's like classic comfort Who. Like it's just very like all of the elements of class. I mean, you got Tom Baker and Sarah, you have a little bit of Unit, you have something I love, especially the first 1 or 2 episodes too, where it's mostly on location, clearly filmed in like an English summer. And there's just some sense of like the weather's beautiful, warm sunshine, and they're walking through the woods, and the little village is completely deserted and stuff like that. And it's just like, there's something just very atmospheric about all of that. So yes, this fits squarely in my comfort Who pantheon, I guess. And it's and yeah, even though it makes no sense, it's completely ridiculous. It's probably the weakest story of the season, a very strong season. But yeah, it's just like, and yeah, there's like the space center. They've got the space radar center that's supposed to be monitoring, of course, because the very successful British space program that continues to operate. But it's like, yeah, we're running our entire space program, and then they cut, and the control room is like 2 people, like like at little radar screens, and they're like, he's back, everybody! Yay! He's landing here in England.
Theme. That was just going on for a while.
Techno.
But that's yeah. Though it's from it's Ozzy. It's a techno version. It's a acapella techno version of an Ozzy Osbourne song. And that relates to this episode in a way that you, the viewer, will have to uncover.
You know, it's worth remarking at this here is that as we were recording this, the Grammys are happening, and it is one of the great crimes that the soundtrack of No, Not the Mind Probe has never even been nominated for a Grammy.
Not even given a sniff of a nomination. Well, you know what? And we spend entirely too much on those nomination campaigns where we're like, you know, have put billboards out in LA, like trying to get nominated.
But oddly, we've won 5 Tonys. I don't even understand.
I know. We've never actually staged a production, but
no, I mean the cat sometimes watches. Maybe that counts. I don't know what.
We are, however, adherents of the repeating themes here on No, Not the Mind Probe. We like to look at ideas and thoughts that are threaded throughout the Doctor Who universe, and as well as time and space itself. What theme would you like to talk about this episode, John?
Let's talk about a fairly obvious one, but as I started thinking about it, it was kind of making me laugh. Doubles and doppelgangers, right? I mean, this is obviously both stories. This is a perennial theme in sci-fi, and you know, I think we've talked about this before, but I think definitely as a child growing up and watching sci-fi shows, and particularly Doctor Who, one of the things I assumed happened to you a lot was that you got knocked unconscious. Like, I thought getting knocked unconscious was was very common.
And remember, for someone to knock you unconscious, they just have to kind of like chop you right by the neck,
and then you're just out for like 20 minutes. But then you wake up and you're fine. Like, it's not. You're like, but you're okay. So I thought that happened a lot. And then and then I think doppelgangers, like I personally, I don't know, perhaps you have, I have yet to encounter my exact double as a person, but most Doctor Who characters have at one point or another met their doubles. And sci-fi has it all the time, right? And you know, a lot of shows have it. And so what I think is interesting about this is it's clearly, you know, again, if it's a perennial theme, it's clearly tapping into something. But then as I thought about it, I was like, but what? Are we afraid that there's another one of us out there? And I was trying to think about, I mean, there's a lot of philosophy around identity and what makes us who we are. And like, but it's like, okay, if I walked around a corner and there was an exact double of me standing there, I don't know. Would it plunge me into an existential crisis? What would I be worried about that this person would pay my taxes instead of me? Like, what is the so? So, do you like the doppelganger story, the common trope, and why do you think? What do you think it's trying to get to? Why do you think it's so?
Well,
a common
or is
tale?
Is it more just is it a budgetary thing where it's like, well, this is something we could do. Like if we do that, then there's no special effects because it's literally the same person. So is it more driven by that? I don't maybe, but I think there's something to it that it invokes some kind of conspiracy or something, that maybe someone's replacing me and then doing things on my behalf that I don't know about. So I have this other life. There's a show now on Apple called Severance, which it's not a doppelganger. It's just that the person.
Oh, don't spoil it. I've only watched the first episode, but we are watching it.
Sure. Well, it's just the person leads like a separate life, during the day.
Double,
I mean, that's just part of it from the beginning. Is that and
if
that
it's
they
like
don't know
Slow
about
Horses, you can talk up through season 2 if you want.
I haven't seen any of that. I've heard it's very good.
It's excellent.
I do want to watch Slow
No
Horses.
doppelgangers. No doppelgangers.
So I don't know. That's all I can think is that there's just a conspiracy element to it. But I agree that to me, it's less scary that you have a doppelganger and more that
Someone
you
else
suddenly
does.
realize that other people have doppelgangers. Where like, wait a minute, that this person who I thought it was, this person in my life, is actually been replaced by someone else.
Yeah.
So that like I get. Then that's a Marvel. A common Marvel thing. There's this. I think is that the Skrulls. That they're basically Zygons and they can replace people. And so similarly, there have been several moments in the Marvel universe where it's like revealed that like actually half the world is Skrulls, and in some cases it's interesting because it's like some of the Skrulls have been there so long that they're like, I don't even know whose side I'm on. Like I'm so deep cover here that like, so to me, that's more like less, I agree with you. It's less kind of weird that I have a doppelganger. It's more of like, oh, like John, this isn't John. This is his doppelganger.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, one last thing. It's funny to talk about this today because just yesterday,
you met Kim's doppelganger.
No, but her sisters, her parents were like, we saw someone on TV last night. It looked just like Amanda. And you're sort of like, oh, okay. And they had just like kind of gotten up their phone and recorded what they saw on the TV really quickly. And it really looks exactly like her. So that was funny. But yeah, I don't know what to do with it. It's just sort of like, oh, I guess there's,
someone who looks,
But yeah, exactly. Are they going around impersonating me? I guess would be the worry. But wouldn't you find that out pretty quickly? I guess it could. The worry would be someone's going around impersonating me, doing things that I wouldn't do, and then if confronted about it, what can I say? Like then I'm going to try to convince them it's not me, but I'll sound crazy. So they could go and like murder someone, then get me thrown in jail. So I guess that's kind of the psychological mind game of
Maybe
it.
That's it.
I think it's just a budgetary thing. I think it's a budget thing.
I mean, you just got to do like one. You got to do like one double shot, right? Like one or two locked off shots where you see both.
Yes.
But other than that, you just got to get somebody who looks like you from behind. They have an android invasion. They have the doctor fighting with himself, and they just keep cutting between him and the stunt double, and like it's just the back of the stunt double where he
just turned.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, another reason, in addition, a break for the special effects folks is it's fun for actors. Actors are like, oh, this is great. I get to be the same person, but hint slightly that I'm someone else. And these actors, they always need some. It's like throw them a bone. Here you go. By the way, a great doppelganger show is I'm gonna look it up. I can't think of it right now, but it's
maybe it's that existential thing of like losing control of your life. Your identity is stolen. Your life could be stolen, or something like that. And you're like, oh, that would be. We had so doppelgangers in Doctor Who. We've had Nyssa in Black Orchid. She met that was the one of the mystery one with the Fifth Doctor. She met the woman Anne who looked like her, and the brother was mistaking the two of them. We had the first Doctor meet the Abbot of Amboise, in the massacre. That was the audio one. Who Stephen thought it was the Doctor, and he gets killed. And he's like, oh no. It was more of an elaborate performance than that. I was sort of just a line. Oh no!
No, I think you captured it. I think
we've had the second Doctor, a salamander, right? When the enemy of the world, he was the dictator or whatever that was terrorizing the world with volcanoes. Which, when you summarize these quickly, they really
sound as strong.
Yeah. You gotta have the whole thing. So we've got Tom Baker here. It's Sarah has the. Let's see. I'm not sure other doctors that have had doppelgangers. Well, you had Matt Smith and the also people and Amy and and the whole doppelganger theme there. So yeah, it's a very common, and it does feel like even some. Like it even feels like sometimes it's a sitcom trope, right? Like we'll get the person that looks kind of like, and then, oh no, it's a mixed up or sometimes it's a conspiracy or something like that.
And are we drawing, out of curiosity, do you draw a distinction? The show I was trying to think of was Orphan Black. Now they're actually clones in Orphan. Have you ever seen Orphan Black?
I have not, but I heard that they're clones. Right.
It's very good. They're clones. Now, would you draw a distinction there between the plot line of being cloned and just a doppelganger?
Yeah,
Or
I
is
mean,
it
maybe
same?
maybe that's also trying to get at the same thing. I mean, I guess also people the 11th Doctor one would be more almost a cloning one than a. Yeah, there's you accidentally run into a cliffhanger, a doppelganger you didn't know about. There's the clone thing. I mean, the clone story begins and ends with clone us the parts terror, and there's never been a better take on that. Yeah, I mean that
it explored all avenues.
Yeah, there's really nothing else you could do. Yeah, I guess it's just there must be. I guess we have this latent thing of like I might not be me. This is probably the philosophy comes in, right? I might not be me, or there might be another me out there, and does that diminish the me? Right? If there's another person, although there is. I mean, actually, we're probably aligning two stories because there is like there's your duplicate, like the sci-fi story of your duplicate. There's like another, but then there's also like there's just another person who looks exactly like you, but also lives their own independent life, right? Like Nyssa and Anne in the Black Horse story.
And the answer, it's like, does it make you less of a person? It's like, my wife's sister, I think less of her now because she has the doppelganger. I'm just disgusted by her now.
She's now half as interesting as she was.
Yeah, that's right. All right, John, we made it through.
Yeah, although I really feel like we've burned a lot of bridges with doppelgangers. Like if you're out there, so first of all, twins, you guys are great. Like you started
you're
out
fine.
And like as long as you start out together, you're perfectly good. And obviously covered in great depth in with the Wonder Twins. Although they were fraternal twins, weren't they? If we're going comics, I was going to say they're dark. Anyway,
and monkey, I think. I'm not sure how the monkey might have been.
Gleek, he was awesome. He was hilarious. But yeah, so actual doppelgangers. We did not mean to be offensive in some way. It feels like we probably even shouldn't use that word. Like they'd be like,
John,
that's our word.
It's the second Trump era. We could be maybe we were offending doppelgangers. No one cares anymore.
That's true.
You can do whatever you want. It's fine.
That's true. Yeah.
But what we want to do is we want to rank the first 300 official Doctor Who television stories. And guess what? We have ranked 204 of them already.
What? That's insane.
So now we're gonna rank these. I will go first. I gotta pull up my old spreadsheet here. These to me were kind of in the middle for me. But I enjoyed them, but they weren't like rising up the top of the charts. And by the way, I listened to our last episode recently, and nothing makes me laugh more than me describing what ranking is. If you haven't listened to the last episode, I think it was the one before.
Yeah, it was just the previous one. Yeah,
and
I have thought about that a few times
during the ranking section. I just basically describe what ranking is it's a tautology. Basically, I start to fall in on myself where I say like I ranked this higher because I like it better than the other one. And it's like, yeah, that's it.
It feels like, I mean, honestly, it feels like we went 102 episodes without explaining that, and that feels like it's on. Like we probably should have covered that in episode 1. Like that, it feels like we may have dropped the ball.
It needed to be said. That's right. It needed to be said. Okay, so with this one, with the Zygon Invasion, Zygon Inversion, I put it ranked 98th. So I put it just above the Rebel Flesh, the Almost People, just below the Ambassadors of Death and the Daleks. Put it around there. Like good, just not great, but fun. A fun story. The Android Invasion, I put just a little lower. Partly, I don't know. Partly this is because I kind of wanted to put it right next to the Ark in Space. It reminded me of the Ark in Space. Kind of a fun Tom Baker story. I put it just below that. I like the Ark in Space a little better. And perhaps those two I have ranked too low together. But that's where it was. And I just saw that there and I was like, I just want that there. But yeah, I have it at 119 right next to the Ark in Space.
Well, once again, you've completely botched this up.
I botched it. I messed it up.
Well, we're actually close. We're actually kind of in agreement on some of those. So, Zygon Inversion, Invasion, Zygon Inversion. I surprised me. I remember enjoying it when it was on, but I hadn't really felt a huge urge to rewatch it at any time. I'm sure I'd seen it once or twice again. But sitting down to watch it, I was like, oh, right, it's exciting. The performances are good. It's a good story. It's epic. It's got an epic feel to it. It zips along. It's a slightly convoluted plot and the truth or consequences, all that. It's got a lot of Moffat signatures of like, let's throw in a bunch of whole random stuff that's interesting,
Right.
But it works. And then it has the speech, which is I really do think is probably one of the top Peter Capaldi performances of the series. Just the way he delivers it, and what's written and what it's trying to convey. I mean, like, it is preachy in a sense, but it's also like, this is not wrong. War is bad. I got war is bad out of it. I don't know how you interpreted it, but I was like, I'm going off war. I was not what I thought.
Slightly different. Here's what I heard: war #bad. So just like just a little different. Yeah.
It's a social media phenomenon. So yeah, I put it actually. I was surprising. I've got it at number 44. So up there around the Daleks, Ghostlight, Curse of Paladin, just below Curse of Fenric. It's surprising. It's a solid episode. And then where we're sort of in agreement, although not in numbers, is I have Android Invasion not far below it at number 56. And right next to the Ark in Space, because I for similar reasons that you have it. It's kind of in that vein of like classic Tom Baker, Sarah Jane stories. It's got, it's very sort of epitome of 70s Doctor Who, and everybody's it's a bizarre story. It doesn't make a ton of sense. I think this is the trick of a lot of these stories, especially in the 70s. Is there, and the Philip Hinchcliffe-Fears, who's the producer of these. They don't always make a ton of sense, but everybody's just proceeding with all the confidence of like, it does. They're just totally confident. Like, you don't. This is good stuff. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it too hard. You're having fun. You're enjoying yourself. And I think that comes across.
By the way, a perfect example of this is, I think, isn't in this one where he says, I feel disoriented, and she goes, you're in the disorientation room. He goes, well, that makes sense.
Yes.
It's a great line, and that's like the tone of these. Like, it's great.
It's very Tom Baker, and it's before he gets too quippy, but yes, I forgot about that line. That is a very good line. So this is, again, like I said, this is my comfort Who. This is definitely I probably watch this even as much as once a year. Like, just every once in a while, I just get him like, I want to watch Doctor Who, and I don't want to think too hard. And that one, this one is reminds me of Saturday afternoons watching Doctor Who as a kid. And so it's up there in the rankings for me.
Well, I will fire up Probe GPT and figure out.
Now, are we going to switch to the Chinese one, and it's going to eliminate half of them? It's going to be like, you don't like that one. I'm like, oh,
that's right. Yeah, I haven't used that yet. I'm interested about that. So, we're going to do Probe GPT, not Deep Probe, for reasons I think you can understand. Deep Probe is a little difficult.
Yeah. When we offer that to people, it gets very insensitive. Very sensitive. But
So, Zygon Invasion, Zygon Inversion, we end up, when we split the difference between our rankings, we end up at 61, and it's tied with School Reunion, and also tied with Into the Dalek, which we, not too long ago, we just watched another 12th Doctor story.
Yeah.
It's also near Robot of Sherwood, stuff like that. Android Invasion, we have near Ark in Space. It gets to 89. It's right next to Terror of the Zygons, interestingly enough. Which you had ranked very high, I'm just seeing. So you love Zygons. You just love Zygons.
It's a Zygon thing. That makes sense to me. Yeah.
You love Zygons. Yeah. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, I want to check out rankings by Doctor, because Capaldi remains just your number one Doctor with a bullet. And so I keep asking you each time, is like, does this check out for you? You're like, do you really like Capaldi that much? Are you surprising yourself with how much you're liking all these Capaldi episodes?
Look, I'll be honest. I haven't seen Mike in a year and a half. Peter Capaldi has him. And he just said, It's very important to me that
You do have a great picture of yourself with Peter Capaldi. Maybe this is driving it.
Yeah, it's it. That's it. I met the man. He touched my shoulder. We talked for 2 seconds, and then he shoved me out of the room.
Let's be honest. He's Scottish. I guess many of them are, but like
I do
that
like the
accent.
Scots. I think it's because I think so many of his are just very solid, right? I mean, like it's like he does have one or two really great ones, and we're getting to those. I think we've watched Last Christmas. That was one of my favorites. I really like that one. We've got a couple other good ones coming up, but like I think most of them are just in that really solid middle ground, and I think. I don't know. Sometimes I've seen stuff on the internet to the extent I look at the internet anymore, which is rare. I see stuff where people are like, "Yeah, we've really got to reappraise Peter Capaldi, like that. People like that. Maybe he wasn't popular or something like that." But I always felt like he sort of was, and I do think he was. I think he brought a level of respectability to the show, like because I think David Tennant was still pretty fresh when he started it, and certain people loved him and stuff. But he was, David Tennant. Sci-fi fan, Doctor Who fan, who suddenly became Doctor Who, and everybody loved him. But he didn't have that gravitas. And Matt Smith, of course, was a complete unknown. And again, people loved him. But Peter Capaldi was an established actor, right? And there was sort of this element. I think even Stephen Moffat was like, when he thought of him, he was like, "Well, I'll ask him, but." He'd never take this part. He would never do this. And then, of course, he's a huge Doctor Who fan, so he did. But so I think he has this gravitas to it that that just seems to elevate all of the episodes he's in. He just doesn't put in, even in the less interesting episodes, he doesn't put in a bad performance. He's just sort of rock solid.
We have, for what it's worth, and I don't know if you want to look at the magazine rankings after this, but for what it's worth, we have Last Christmas first. Then we have Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar, and Mummy on the Orient Express. And all of those we have in our top 20 stories of all. So that's pretty good. This one is, a bit farther down than that. But that's saying something, because this one's still pretty good, and we have it as his, like, let's see, I'd have to look it up at like maybe 6th or 7th, but yeah, I think
that would make sense, because the average. Doctor Who magazine has it as his 7th.
Actually, his 7th. That's what we have. Although we have some good ones coming up, so that's going to change. But
and let's see. So it's 7th. It is. It's just above Under the Lake Before the Flood, which is the one from earlier this season, which is interesting to me because that one's not one of my favorites.
Right, we had that one ranked very low, but interesting.
But and then there's a couple we haven't seen, and then Flatline is number 4. Is the next one we've heard of, and then Android Invasion. I'm going to start at the bottom because I'm going to bet. 28 of this is in the Doctor Who rankings. 28 of 41. So down to the bottom, although interestingly, every survey, it's always been either 28 or 29. So it's never, this is what people think of it. It's not changing. There's no reassessments happening.
That is weird to me, because it's fun. Like, it is fun. It's certainly not like the best, but it is strange that it's so low.
Well, I mean, I think, these are Doctor Who fans, Doctor Who magazine. These are hardcore people, and they don't like silly, right? Doctor Who's very serious, and it's a very serious show, and it's fine. And so they're just like, this is too silly. I mean, the eye patch thing is ridiculous. A lot of people don't like the Kralls. I think they're fine. I think they're kind of they're a rhino race. It's like, sure, and the voices are kind of funny, so it's like whatever. But I think this is that. This is just not. This is a silly lark, even though it is doing Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which that's clearly what it's an homage to, which I have never seen. Have you ever seen that?
I've never seen either.
There's a 50s version, I think, that's black and white, and then there's a 70s version with like Leonard Nimoy or something that's supposed to be scarier, but I've never seen either one of those.
There are many other movies that are I think were made that are essentially like, this is essentially a recreation of this, but they don't use that.
And I think those are all of that stuff comes out of the Red Scare, right? That your neighbors and your friends will be replaced by commies, obviously. And obviously now the bigger danger is transgender people will replace your friends.
Also, if my friends were replaced by commies, they'd they'd be like more right wing than my current friends. By the way, I'm just noticing that's not really true, but I thought it was funny. But I noticed that your top 3 are Fourth Doctor.
That tracks. That definitely tracks.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Listen, what silliness do we have in store for next episode, John?
That's a good way to phrase it. Next episode, moving forward in the old Capaldi years, is it's an interesting little number that definitely takes a very different approach, sort of a found footage Blair Witchy kind of format to it. It's kind of interesting. There's the 12th Doctor and Clara in fighting sleep monsters in Sleep No More. And so I've paired that with, and we discussed this about what the common link was. And I don't necessarily remember what the common link is in a lot of these. I did do all of these at once. So it could be my while watching them, I was racking my brain and I was like, all right, maybe it must be big space station kind of thing or something like that. But I don't think that quite it. And then I do think the more I think about it, the more I'm like, so Sleep No More, a big plot point resolves on cameras. Those are what's watching them while they're walking around the spaceship. So I've paired that with the 5th Doctor story, the 4 to Doomsday, which is not really about cameras watching, but does have cameras that the Doctor keeps disabling. So it's a camera. I would definitely a camera on the brain. I think it's a very rich commentary about surveillance state, and interestingly, dance. A lot of dancing.
There's a lot of dancing.
So yeah. That's a 5th Doctor, Nyssa, Tegan, Adric, plus like 4 other people that I just happen to be in the TARDIS. Like it's a crowd. It's a real crowd.
It's a murderer's row of companions. Well, we are going to watch that next episode, so you're going to have to tune in then. All right, and we can promise you, we have a very erratic schedule, but we can promise you that this episode and the next episode, they will come out in rapid succession. After that, I can't promise you anything. I don't know.
Yeah. We might record. We might not. We're very busy people, and society's crumbling around us. So I got a lot on my plate.
Maybe this podcast isn't a priority for us sometimes. Maybe that's apparent. But look, you should go to mindprobe.show. You should go while this podcast is not playing, just constantly refresh mindprobe.show. Please.